The Rock Lobsters are going to attempt to sweep the Zydeco under. Pardon me. The Rock Lobsters are going to attempt to sweep the Zydeco under the rug, but hopefully that rug isn't stained by all the pooches and puppies that have taken over the lobster tank today. Will Baton Rouge muzzle the hometown fans, or will the tails of the Athens fans be held high once again? Good afternoon, Crustacean Nation, and welcome to your view of Akins Ford Arena, where the Baton Rouge Zydeco take on your Athens Rock Lobsters in the finale of this three-game set. Matt Rad bringing you the action live on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Whether you're watching on our official YouTube stream or listening on 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. If you're tuning in on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, like the stream, and ring the bell to stay updated with exclusive interviews, highlights, and more. We kick things off with the Piedmont Athens Regional pregame show. Last night, the Rock Lobsters delivered a dominant performance, defeating Baton Rouge 6-2 in front of an electric crowd of 5,718, a sellout plus here at Akins Ford Arena. The Zydeco struck first, so and took the oxygen out of the building, with Elijah Wilson netting his 17th goal of the season. But Athens responded with authority. Garrett Milan showcased his stick-handling magic to tie the game and notch his 50th point of the season. Moments later, Casey Gallant blasted one home to give Athens the lead. Baton Rouge fought back with a buzzer-beating shorthanded goal from Scott Chirac, but the third period was all Rock Lobsters. Philip Virgili and Daniil Glukarioff each scored twice, with Philip Virgili's precision and playmaking shining throughout, and Danny Glukarioff dazzling through defensemen to solidify the win. That victory boosted the Rock Lobsters to a stellar 21-4-2 record, sitting at 56 points and maintaining their stronghold atop the Continental Division. A win today completes a sweep and keeps Athens firmly in the race for the league's top spot. We take a look at the winning percentage and the fact that they will be within a point if they win against Baton Rouge today, despite having played 7 less games. But today isn't just about hockey, it's Pucks and Paws Day. The arena's buzzing with energy, and the dogs are adding their own flavor to the festivities. It's a perfect blend of sports and fun, with furry friends cheering alongside their humans. It caps off what has been an absolute blast of a weekend, as the Rock Lobsters and Akins Ford Arena have proven that there's no better party in the Classic City. As we approach puck drop, let's highlight our fan saves impact players of the game. For Baton Rouge, Scott Chirac made his presence felt with that clutch shorthanded goal last night. It came at the right time to swing momentum the other way, a buzzer beater with just 1 second left in the second period to tie it at 2-2. Unfortunately for the Zydeco, that swing never came. For Athens, today's impact players, Philip Virgili, whose 2 goals and dynamic play were pivotal in last night's win. That combination between him and Garrett Milan resulted in an absolute beauty. Look for him to be a key factor again this afternoon, especially if the Rock Lobsters can draw some penalties. As you can see there, Casey Gallant, the only other Rock Lobster that has more power play goals than Virgili in this campaign. The Impact Players segment is brought to you by FanSaves. Download the FanSaves app now and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters for exclusive digital coupons. Here come the Rock Lobsters onto the ice, and there's some slight tweaks in tonight's Akins Ford starters. Back between the pipes for the second start of his pro career, Dominique Rodriguez. A defensive pair in front of him of Carter Shinkarik and Riley Robertson. Playing up front is a trio of Orca Weisblatt, Daniil Glukarioff, and Garrett Milan. The team physician provided by Piedmont Athens Regional is Dr. Alec Graff. The Athens Rock Lobsters starting lineup is brought to you by Akins Ford. If you're making a deal on a new Ford truck, why not deal with Georgia's biggest and best Ford dealership? That wraps up our Piedmont Athens Regional pregame show. Piedmont, real change lives here. Here comes Garrett Milan, who starts at center ice tonight for the Rock Lobsters. And interestingly enough, he was given the first star last night after a 5-point performance. At least that's what we thought. But that was tweaked to a 4-point performance after it was reviewed by the scorers. Orca Weisblatt, Daniil Glukarioff round out this forward core. Carter Shinkarik and Riley Robertson. It's been good to see Riley Robertson healthy, as he was a big part of the starting core for the Rock Lobsters at the beginning of the season, and his stay-at-home defense play really allows Carter Shinkarik the freedom to play the offensive game he plays from a defensive position. And Dominique Rodriguez, having played only one game this season and gotten the win, looking for his second coming here at Akins Ford Arena. Getting ready here for the national anthem, as well as the 2 ceremonial puck drops we have tonight. Singing the national anthem here at Akins Ford Arena this afternoon will be Dave Fink. A great rendition of our nation's anthem from Dave Fink, and now we turn our attention to the corner furthest from us here in the press box. The first ceremonial puck drop will belong to Puppy Advisor for the Guide Dog Foundation and America's Vet Dogs, supporting 50 dogs in training at the University of Georgia. She oversees their development until they return to New York for task training. Her name is Morgan. She's a double dog graduate and assistant coach of the University of Georgia women's hockey team. She's joined by Billy, a 5-year-old former guide dog turned pet. Both of them excited to attend their first Rock Lobsters hockey game. It's Morgan Kelly Allwart, joined by Billy. Gonna have Billy drop the puck? Yeah, that's awesome. Have her try again. There we go. It's Billy with an IE, so I think it's a girl. I'm going to say good girl instead of good boy. Still another puck drop to be had here. 23 Design President and CEO Adam Burke, accompanied with Dr. Whitney Priest. You might know 23 Design, a great organization that sponsors our 3 stars of the night. Meanwhile, Dr. Whitney Priest is joined by rescue dogs Thor and Zelda. 23 Design Printing and Productions is a family-owned, full-service print shop providing top-notch customer service and custom printing for individuals and businesses for over 20 years. Well, the ceremonial pucks have been dropped. All that's left is a nice little keepsake, image there to be taken of Adam, Dr. Whitney, Thor, and Zelda. The ceremonial pucks have been dropped. The Stars and Stripes has been sang, and now it's time to play some hockey. For the third night in the Classic City, it's hockey night here once again. 20 minutes on the clock for the start of this first period. And as they say at the horse track, away we go. The Zydeco control the puck to start this matchup. McGuire up the right side, trying to touch it on is Kuznetsov, and it's very good to see Kuznetsov back in play tonight after that scary injury. Meanwhile, the number 10 for the Rock Lobsters, a slapper from Garrett Milan, and an early save having to be made by Brendan Colgan, who's back in the cage from his performance from Friday night. Glukaryov from the right circle gets impeded on his shot there. Good defensive play by Sabad, has Kuznetsov working the other way. Up the right, helped in by Alex Sanyan. Rodriguez wants the icing. It's not going to be given to him. Shinkarik helps it to his left for Glukaryov, coming off a fantastic performance and one of the best goals that I've seen in the Rock Lobsters season thus far. Good check on the near side by Weisblatt. Almost sprung Virgili forward, but Baton Rouge have it back in their grasp until Malik Johnson puts a stop to his puck with a skate. Virgili back to Russell. That one was heading towards the top shelf, but a good blocker save from Colgan, catching that puck up high. Already a minute gone, and this one, Rock Lobsters having much more of the offensive fluidity to start this game and hoping that they can keep it that way. A line of Gallant, Virgili, and Malik Johnson. You can see some of that mix-up that we're seeing from last night's lines. Rock Lobsters unable to keep it in. A potential spring forward here for Elijah Wilson, who scored the first goal of last night's contest. Good defensive grit there in the far corner, though, from Kyle Russell. He tries to swat that one free. Instead, Brody Thornton's found at the blue line. His shot goes just wide to the right of Dominique Rodriguez. Le Mur, or the wall in French. Stepped up here. Portillo lays the body. Unable to find his feet in Amiki. However, it springs the Zydeco the other way. Dustin Henning with a backhanded shot, showing that age is just a number. The 40-year-old forcing a glove save out of Dominique Rodriguez, the best offensive opportunity for the Zydeco thus far in this game. Face off in the offensive zone for Baton Rouge. To the left of Rodriguez's net, Jake Cox lines up against Milan. The starters back on the ice for Athens. Baton Rouge with some good control on the face-off circles thus far. It's wheeled around the end boards, pops up for Daniil Glukaryov. Rodriguez has to make a play on it. Leaves it for Shinkarik behind his cage. Glukaryov working left to right. Weisblatt over center ice, dumps it into the near corner. Milan tries to check the body. Rock Lobsters able to keep the puck only temporarily. Weisblatt's no-look pass intercepted by Jake Cox. Lifted towards the end boards by Ryan Kleber. But Baton Rouge can't set up shot in the offensive ice, and here comes Garrett Milan with speed the other way. He has Daniil Glukaryov in support, but he opts for the wrister pad save from Colgan. Shinkarik on with Kolatarsi. Kolatarsi having it right on the Lobster at center ice. Dumps it in hard. Colgan makes a play with his stick. On the left for Alex Sanyan. But forcing the turnover was Virgili, setting up Gallant for a shot, trying a tight angle opportunity. There was Matt Garcia. Malik Johnson trying to poke it out, and he does for Philip Virgili, who comes from behind the net to the right side. Garcia sending it back where it came from. Johnson gathers it behind the net, takes it down the left board, sends it back behind the net. Virgili not going to get there before Katola. Gallant jousting with Katola, as is Johnson, and Katola comes forward with the puck. To the right, Kuznetsov. Pass doesn't come off for Kuznetsov and Katola. Good zone entries from Baton Rouge, but they haven't resulted in any real opportunities for the Zydeco as of yet. Brody Thornton trying to make a change to that here as he enters for the left side. Near post shot, but luckily Rodriguez was hugging the iron. Offside there called against Justin Portillo after he leveled the big check onto a Baton Rouge player there. Not many shots on goal in the first nearly 4 minutes of this contest. Rock Lobsters have the slight advantage at 2-1. Draw happening right in front of the Zydeco penalty box. Brandon Picard makes an early step. Linesman eventually drops the puck. We saw this a lot last night where the referees were unhappy with how close the wingers were to the centers taking the draw, and it looks like in the contest tonight is Dion Demke, who just today signed a player agreement with the Rock Lobsters. Demke, along with Picard and Portillo, will stay on the ice here. Just the second game as a Rock Lobster for Dion Demke. Was released not that long ago and now is back with the team that he started with in Monroe. He's been waiting for his opportunity. He has it here tonight against Baton Rouge. Portillo will always take any opportunity he has to pin someone to the glass. This time the victim was Thornton. Puck spills out to the blue line. Good move from Russell to his left. The right-handed defenseman, a great pass all the way back for Demke, tries the wrister. Glove save Colgan. Both units will change for these two teams. Top line put out by Steve Martinson. And it's won by Malin. Weisblatt. Good check in from behind on him by Ryan Kleber. Puck initially came free for the Zydeco, but Rock Lobsters have it back initially as Jake Cox has it. Daniil Glukarov with a great defensive play. Found Weisblatt in the slot. And instead of the shot, Weisblatt opted for the pass towards Milan. Might not have been the right decision. Weisblatt in the prime shooting position. Daniil Glukarov has been everywhere on the ice thus far. Here he is again. Makes a defensive play to give himself a chance to find the back of the net in the high slot. Just misses high. Robertson. Gets swatted away from him by, actually it looks like it's going to be Larwood tonight. Initially, Henning was wearing the 96 last night after Larwood had an injury in the Friday night game, but it looks like Larwood is back for the Zydeco tonight, and Henning not wearing the 96. Virgili gliding from the right circle around the net, surrounded by 2-3 Zydeco. That was the recipe for Baton Rouge to get the puck back. Through Katola, through the neutral ice on the right side, finds Kuznetsov. Great pass back. Great pad save from Rodriguez on the backhander from Katola. Better here from the Zydeco, a big check, and really was more of a wrestle down to the ground on Greco from Katola. Russell trying to fend off the stick work there of Alex Sanyon. Greco pushes it further into the offensive zone. A great pass back. Justin Portillo once again playing his part on the offensive side of the game. Logged an assist last night, but he has really shown how hungry he has been to try and score his first goal as a Rock Lobster. Lays a hit in the corner. Good play with the body there from Greco to keep it in the zone. He risks one into the side netting. Regathered by Malik Johnson. Johnson from the left circle, pass back to Picard, who's at the line. Johnson makes a play with his skate, keeps the puck in his possession. Towards the end boards, doesn't find Greco. Another heavy hit from Portillo. Picard has it back. Rock Lobsters changing some personnel. Reller on the ice. Creative backhander, back from being a healthy scratch last night. Great pass to Garcia, blocked out by close range by Kotola. Kuznetsov, can he relieve some of this pressure? No, he can't. Orca Weisblatt keeps that pressure on the barometer of Baton Rouge. Push towards the near corner. Kolatarsi. Joe Kolatarsi has inched up here. Pass towards Garcia, left from right. Brandon Reller through the crease of Colgan. Orca Weisblatt, left circle shot. Blocked out in close range by McGuire, and finally the Zydeco can clear their side of the ice, but they might have just shot themselves in the foot, as that one's going to be an icing. We go to a commercial break. The action's been good thus far. All it needs is a goal. We'll be back after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about my
future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Both teams have had their chance to open up the scoring in this game, but through the first 7.5 minutes, no one has logged one just yet. The Rock Lobsters have the advantage at 5-2, and while Dominique Rodriguez has looked very, very game in his first two starts, you want to protect your young goaltender who's just in his second pro start. His first pro start was a win, 19 saves on 23 shots. And that came against the best team in the Continental Division in the Carolina Thunderbirds. Oh, what a slapper there. Riley Robertson just gets the tiptoe of Colgan. Baton Rouge used that momentum the other way, and they're able to finally make the change after that icing. Lukarioff is impeded on the left side by Thornton. Baton Rouge doing a little bit better here, turning defense into offense, and just missing wide right was Albrecht on a great feed to the slot. Orca Weisblatt lifts it into the sky, played down with a glove of Thornton. Rock Lobsters can't pounce on it, and Thornton, the Zydeco, takes it into the zone. He wants the call, and he's going to get it. Zydeco will be the first team tonight to go to the man advantage, and the Rock Lobsters heading to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill as Orca Weisblatt gets called for the trip. Rock Lobsters already having a fantastic penalty kill, and their rate keeps getting bigger and bigger on the year. As they go to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill, strong, skilled, strategic defense. When you think those words, you think Leslie Jones Law, and you also think the Rock Lobster PK as of late, 87.6% of penalties killed. That's good enough for second in the league. Here's Kotola from the right side. Luckily, Dominique Rodriguez saw that shot the whole way into his glove. But a good job by Baton Rouge to get that first shot off the power play early, just 5 seconds in, and now we're doing the face-off again. Here's Alex Sanyan. Has been the hot hand for Baton Rouge. Shot blocked by Shinkarik off the stick of Matthew Gordon, who's back for Baton Rouge. Had previously been listed as injured on their roster. Kotola. Baton Rouge trying to weave their way through neutral ice. Doesn't go their way. Cleared back behind Colgan. Picked up by Kotola behind the net. Baton Rouge trying to gain some momentum. Larwood into the corner, poked away from him by Picard. Through the right side boards, Milan lets it run. Behind him is Haggerty. All the way back for Catola. Quick pass exchange. Good traffic out in front by the Rock Lobsters. And now here comes Garrett Milan after the block shot by Picard. Took a slight deflection off the stick of Catola. Very, very smart play there for Picard to pass that back to Greco and waste some more time off of this Baton Rouge power play before it's eventually cleared the length of the ice by Greco. Halfway through this period and 35 seconds to go on the Weisblatt tripping penalty. Robertson attempts the big hit. Shaheen avoids it. That one trickles out of the zone. That puck having a lot of velocity to it. Thornton, is there one last rush here on this man advantage? Kuznetsov stomps on the brakes, evades Gallant, finds Wilson on the right side. Trickles into the zone, but Thornton unable to take the puck the rest of the way with him. One last clearance for the Rock Lobsters, and now Orca Weisblatt returns to the ice. Both teams back at full strength. Sabad, the Hungarian, tries to take it in. Not a lot of clean zone entries for the Baton Rouge Zydeco on that power play. Malik Johnson with a great pass back to Weisblatt. Virgili tries to step it in, rather push it in on the far side through Colgan. But good wherewithal there from the 29-year-old goaltender. Sabad. Alexanian. Pass through the slot. Centering attempt doesn't find Sabad. Johnson to Shinkarik. Shinkarik just lost it in between his skates. Also some great defensive pressure from Garrett Johnson as well. Picard out of his own defensive corner on the right side finds Malik Johnson with a pass that traveled some distance. Brandon Reller. Turnaround shot, and Colgan had to make some sort of play on it, and he did. Brandon Reller comes away with the puck. He scored against the Zydeco in the Rock Lobsters' first ever meeting. And now Dion Demke draws the penalty. And the Rock Lobsters will be heading to the quadruple P, given a chance to give fans $3 tacos for 24 hours through the Fan Saves app at Paloma Park. Let's see if they can do that after this commercial break. Rock Lobsters heading to the power play after this commercial.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Big news, Crustacean Nation. There's still time for you to bid on these special Stick It to Cancer mini sticks. Just head on over to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters, or head on over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page to learn how you can bid on autographed collectibles that are signed by your favorite players and that you can't find anywhere else. There's just a little more than 24 hours left on these auctions. Make sure you head to fans.winwithdash.com now. Here on the broadcast, we're going to pause briefly for station identification. WGAU and W254 CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. Little more than 8 minutes to go, and Garrett Johnson, just as Weisblatt was earlier on in this contest for the Rock Lobsters, he's the Zydeco in the box for a tripping call. Rock Lobsters trying to set up shop here on the Paloma Park power play. Gallant to Shinkarik. Milan winds up the slap shot from the right circle. Pad saved by Colgan. Milan prevents the clearance. Shinkarik thinking about the shot, fakes it. Gallant to the left circle. The Red Deer rocket to Captain Fantastic Super Milan with another slapper blocked out in front. Half cleared out. Shinkarik gets a touch of that biscuit with the blade of his stick, but he'll take it all the way back around behind Rodriguez's net. Dropped back. Milan with speed over center ice. Good stick work there from Larwood. Incidental there as he takes a spill after contact with Milan. Gallant, good pass to the slot, but too many bodies there. Actually had a chance to meet Kaysen's father in the parking deck. Had a chance to meet a lot of the parents this weekend. I was very, very happy to. They've had a lot of kind words, and it's just been so special to be able to watch their sons, their kids play one of the most beautiful sports there is, and here in the most beautiful arena that you can ask for. Carter Shinkarik pensive behind his net, looking to find a route that he can take. He finds one right to the left. Pardon me, it's Michael Greco who finds Glukaryov with a pass on the left side. Glukaryov trying to show some of that speed once again. Picard for Johnson. Back to Glukaryov. Kolatarsi wants it at the line. Greco to the left. Spins, finds Picard. Back to Greco, who shifts towards the line. Pad saved by Colgan. He's been by far the busiest goaltender in this one, but nothing to show for Athens just yet. 3 seconds to go. Malik Johnson. Back for Greco. Greco with a shot and a glove save from Colgan. Already the 11th save that Colgan has had to make in this period. Six minutes to go. Colgan with 11 saves through 14 minutes played. Rock Lobsters have worked very hard and have the vast lead in shots on goal, 11-3, as they've protected their young goaltender. And meanwhile, Brandon Reller with a rocket that almost found the top shelf, ended up going over the bar. Reller showing a lot of speed tonight. He's well rested. Kolatarsi with a snapshot, another pad save. So 13 already on the night for Colgan. Rock Lobsters with 10 more shots on goal in this contest. That won't matter if the Zydeco can find the net here. McGuire puts one in the pinball machine. Almost fell kindly for McGuire. Reller kicks it to himself. Garcia gets it in. Falls favorably for him. Demke with a shot. Garcia almost followed it up. Another pat save from Colgan. Katola taking his time here. 5 minutes to go in this period. Dump towards the corner. An icing called against Baton Rouge. Pardon me, Rock Lobsters no longer on the Paloma Park power play. That's my bad, but 4 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first period. Rock Lobsters with 13 shots on goal, but they have yet to tickle the twine. Let's see if they can start feeling fine in the remaining 5 minutes of this period. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Back here at Akins Ford Arena, it's Pucks and Paws Night here. Rock Lobsters hoping to find the net here as Colgan has made it very difficult, and it's not for the lack of trying on the Rock Lobster side. Colgan asks for a little bit of support. He gets it from Ryo Namiki, the Japanese international. A few Japanese players in the FPHL. Good pass from Glukarioff, but a good read there from Namiki to make sure the biscuit never made it to Milan. Shinkarik swats it back for Robertson. Stop with the stick of Colgan. Needs to be careful. He pounces on it and freezes it. We'd like to thank Athens Area Urology for being a partner of the Athens Rock Lobsters. A reminder that you're in good hands with Athens Area Urology. Virgili going up against Scott Chirac here on this faceoff. To his knees, Gallant gets to the puck first, gets it back for Greco, took a deflection either off a Rock Lobster or a Zydeco. Greco loads up again, this time a blocker save. Colgan has been electric thus far. Rock Lobsters need to find a way to beat him. Gallant to the left of the left circle. Greco, another long-range shot. Virgili with a duck, and it's over the bar. Jay Cox pushes Malik Johnson after his pass doesn't go as he wants it to. Greco with a banker, stuck in by Virgili. Johnson will chase, played first by Colgan. Banks it off his own end boards. Gallant with his back to net, sends it back to the end boards for Virgili. Virgili looking for Gallant, and it's poked away by Chirac, regathered by Greco. Most of this line for the Rock Lobsters will change, and now they'll completely change as Malik Johnson pokes it in and then heads his way back to the bench. Portillo, he's been hungry for the goal, and then he tries to feed Reller. Reller whiffs on it. Rock Lobsters still have a chance here as it eventually leaks out into the neutral ice. Garcia, shot gets deflected, falls into the netting behind Colgan. Reller getting hassled, his big body attracting some attention from Baton Rouge. Good pressure here from the Rock Lobsters. Backhanded, but unable to really generate the power he wants to on it. Garcia has an effort that's easy for Colgan to freeze. Ooh, conversations heating up here. How about that pair? You don't want to mess with these two, Reller and Portillo. I definitely do not want to walk down a long alley and see those two at the end of it. Face off in the offensive ice for the Rock Lobsters. They send out their top unit. Weisblatt, Milan, Glukarioff, Robertson, and Shinkarik. Milan will face off against the younger Shane Haggerty. Haggerty able to sweep it back. Contola sweeping behind the net. Carter Shinkarik took a risk, jumped for that puck, gives an opening for Baton Rouge. Ooh, heavy hit from Orko Weisblatt. Baton Rouge able to keep the biscuit, though. Saved at the blue line. McGuire unable to get a clean touch of the puck. Regathers. Save from Rodriguez. Rebound. Falls in behind. Haggerty back to the line. McGuire into the far corner. Intercepted with a skate of Weisblatt, but taken off of him by Gordon. Gordon back to Catola. Wrist shot, blocker save. Still loose out in front. Zydeco without the opportunity there to put it back in, but Rodriguez now being tested, and the Rock Lobsters starting to test the Zydeco physically here. A little bit of a scrum behind Rodriguez's net as the Rock Lobsters took exception to how their goaltender was treated there. Only the 4th and 5th saves that Rodriguez had to make in this game thus far. And those two were perhaps his most challenging. Some impressive play there. From the Dominator. Minute 46 left in this first period. Friday and Saturday, it was the Zydeco who opened the scoring in this series. Gallant back around for Greco. Evades Gallant. The Rock Lobsters get it out of their ice. Malik Johnson gets it back. Was trying to spin around and find Gallant. Instead, found the glove that was waiting to catch that butterfly of Brendan Colgan. Johnson against Cox on the draw. Johnson with an infraction. Virgili takes his place. Namiki going from corner to corner in his defensive ice. Thornton comes away with it. Gallant with an interception, sends it back in. Virgili was in an offside position, but the puck never made it his way. Zydeco looking dangerous here. Puck blocked by the Rock Lobsters. Ooh, a heavy hit from Greco, who wipes out Brody Thornton. Less than a minute to play now. Ooh, pass right through the middle of the ice. Guess who? It's Scott Chirac looking for another clutch last-minute goal. It's not going to come this time as he's brought down to the ice illegally. I believe that's Joe Colatarsi, who's making his way to the sin bin. Stay tuned with us here on the broadcast. In the first intermission, we have something a little bit different tonight. I believe there's a dog race that will take place on the ice, and I'm going to do my best to try and commentate this dog race for you all. I would just show it, but I have to try and keep the show entertaining for our radio listeners as well. Leslie Jones Law penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters in the last 40 seconds of play here. Weisblatt tries to poke it away from Thornton, but they'll get it out of the zone here. They might get more here. Garrett Milan on a breakaway. Tries to go 5-hole, and he's taken down. Milan saying the puck is in the back of the net. There's a decision for the referees to make here, no doubt. Garrett Milan with a golden opportunity to put the Rock Lobsters up despite the fact that they are shorthanded. He goes hard to the net on a 2-on-0, is taken down illegally on his route to the net, and the puck does leak its way past Colgan. Milan wants answers, but I don't think he's going to get the answer he's looking for. So we go to a 4-on-4 here. The referees are in an animated conversation. We'll see if video review is possible here. One of the officials talking with Colgan. The other two referees talking with Larwood and Shinkarik. Very animated conversation as we await the game's first goal. 30.3 seconds left in this first period, and Garrett Milan seemed pretty certain that he had scored the game's first notch. One thing's for sure, he was taken down by Wilson, and Wilson will now be in the box. Referees going to talk. They have to explain themselves to Steve Martinson. And whenever I have to explain myself to Coach, it's not something I really look forward to. Steve Martinson very animated on the bench, stating his case. It's an interesting thought. I mean, Milan goes hard to the crease. Is there an argument for goaltender interference there? I suppose, but the only reason he goes into the crease is because he's impeded by Wilson on the trip. So Steve Martinson, I think, is probably asking questions similar to the ones that I'm asking here on the broadcast. This is a fun one for all of our potential lip readers that are joining us on the broadcast tonight. For those of you who missed it earlier, keep with us here during the intermission. We've got a dog race here at Pucks Paws Night. I'll be trying my best to commentate that for us. The goal will not be given, but the penalty is to Wilson. So there'll be a minute 47 of 4-on-4 before there's about 13 seconds of power play. Milan back to Weisblatt. Colgan sweeps it to his left. Weisblatt jousting for it. Takes a big hit from Gordon. Milan. Ooh, a bit of trickery from Super Milan. Pulling some more magic tricks out of his sleeve all around by Robertson. Back towards Weisblatt. Trying to exchange there with Milan. 5 seconds left. Shinkarik knows there's not a lot of time. Weisblatt with a shot. He fakes it, sends a wrister, blocked out by Gordon, and that does it for the action in the first period. So really the biggest play of the first period is that penalty call with just seconds left in the first period. The Rock Lobsters down a man. They go shorthanded, and a 2-on-0 opportunity for Milan and Weisblatt. Milan hard to the crease. He gets tripped by Elijah Wilson. Wilson goes to the box, but the puck is in the back of the net. A lot of questions being asked by the Rock Lobsters and head coach Steve Martinson. And a very interesting call that we might look back on depending on how the rest of this game goes. There are a few more games happening in the FPHL on this Sunday afternoon. Just starting out is the Danbury Hat Tricks and Venom HC. Meanwhile, another battle of the Wolves in Watertown. The hometown Wolves defeating, right now currently beating the Mississippi Sea Wolves 1-0. They're getting ready here on the ice now for this dog race, which I know there was some excitement about. You can see the dogs that have made their way on the ice. They're all little guys with little legs. They're getting set up in the right circle. There's a Basset Hound. That's one of my favorites. All right, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be trying to call it by lane. So the right of your screen will be lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, lane 5, lane 6 will be the furthest to your left. I wish I had my binoculars for this. Here we go. And away they go. Oh, there's one that's heavily in the lead on the far side. Oh, my goodness, look at that doggy go. That one's going to be easy to call. No picture finish needed. Taking the absolute breath out of her own mama, who holds her proudly. Meanwhile, out of your screen, there's absolute calamity on the other side. There's a cutie boy, a basset hound, who just wants to go back. He says, I don't like this ice. It's cold. I want to go back to where I was. I feel these poor guys feel like they're trapped here. Wow. You cannot fault these doggos, but there was someone that was far beyond anyone else. His biggest influences being Usain Bolt and the dog Bolt from the cartoon movie. No doubt that was a memorable dog race that was had here on the ice of Akins Ford Arena. And now they finally have a way out, but there's our winner. Let's see if we can listen out for the name of our winner here. There was only dog that made its way from one side of the ice to the other, which was the goal for all the dogs. Only one completed that goal, but I think even if the other dogs were more tunnel visioned, our winner would still have won with some time to spare. Wait, we've got a second round here. Away they go again. There she goes, but now they've shortened the distance here. So we had the 100-meter dash and we had the 50-meter dash. Our initial winner didn't do quite as good, but got second place. I'm lost for words here, folks. One thing's for sure, it was certainly enjoyable. Probably not as much for our radio crowd today. Are we doing a 25-meter now? Oh, he's being held back. It's the top three. That's what we're doing. There's the favorite to win currently. Two more right outside your screen, including a basset hound. There she goes. She's off. She's still heavily in the lead, but catching up. But not with enough time. We've got our winner. The long-haired blonde on the far side. A big round of applause for our far side winner. She has stolen this race, and she has stolen the hearts of many who have joined us here at Akins Ford Arena for our first inaugural dog race for Pucks and Paws. Well, thank you for sticking with us here during the intermission. We had a clear winner in the dog race, the doggy dash as we're calling it, and now we go to our weekly Coach's Corner. You might have heard it Friday and Saturday, but a lot of people were here in the building, didn't have a chance to listen to it. They might be tuning in today. So here is my weekly Coach's Corner with head coach Steve Martinson. Coach's Corner is back for the final time in the month of January. Mac Teen Rad joined by head coach Steve Martinson. And we meet today right after one of the most memorable games of the season. Coach, I don't think I've seen a game that was so eventful and yet had no goals. What were your thoughts on the shootout?
Yeah, you know what? It was such a frustrating game because, you're not scoring any power play goals. And then when you go back and think about it, okay, it was a really good penalty kill game because they didn't score any power play goals. But they certainly got the 3 stars of the game right. The 2 goalies. And I've never seen a game, I think it's 20 power plays, 10 each way, something like that. And then, nobody scores a goal, nobody scores in overtime, and 1 goal in the shootouts. It was a great night for the goaltending. Obviously, they had a bunch of power plays in the first period, and Rosie just kept us in the game. I mean, that was all him. He made, some huge saves. And even early on, we were brain dead in front of our net, open scoring chances. It looked like, we just left our brains in the locker room, and it was, but we needed him. He stepped up and saved the game for us.
That kind of brings up my next question. I mean, the defensive effort from the team, does it bring out any complex thoughts from you? I mean, it marked the second shutout for the team this season, but as you kind of mentioned, Rosie had to pull out the heroics a handful of times. Do you applaud the boys for their defensive effort, or are there a few shortcomings?
Well, like I said, the penalty kill was good. And then getting they get the overtime, power play, and it was such a frustrating game for some of the calls. It was painful. But we have to fix a couple of things, and part of it was our defensemen going on offense before we even have the puck. Bad decision making. But we got to shore that up, and I'm confident that we could do that. And the other thing is get our power play back to going again, and and their goalies played good. I mean, I remember looking at him this summer, and he's a big guy, and he's an older guy. He's like 29 years old, and it's funny because he had a pretty good year last year for a bad team, and then but he bounced around, didn't play a lot of games, so she's showing that he can stop the puck.
You brought up the power plays for both teams. They go combined. They both go 0 for 8 on the night, so a combined 0 for 16 between the two. I also think there may have been a total of 8 times that the iron of the net was struck. I haven't seen anything like it. I know you've been involved with the professional game for 40-plus years, but does it ever cross your mind that, this is an unusual game?
Yeah, I guess he could be some kind of force if you believed in that kind of stuff. I had the hockey gods were keeping the puck out of the net. And, yeah, we had some great looks and great chances. And, I think both teams had pipes. And so, I mean, it was just one of those games. And, but in the scheme of things, I needed Rosie to step up. He's had some real good games and some off games. And it's a good confidence builder for him, and knowing that, in any game that he can win any game that we're in.
We'll talk a little bit more about Rosie in a second. The 5-on-3s was something that we also discussed a little bit. Was that Columbus being set up well on those PKs, or did we just find it difficult to execute?
I don't think we passed the puck very well. I don't think our decision-making was quite there. And, we shot pucks out of the zone. We didn't get screens in our shots from the point. So a lot of missed opportunity there. And I'm going to switch that. You'll see. We're going to have a different 5-on-3 and 3 games and 3 nights with, I would think that we'll get one this weekend, and we're going to have a different look for our 5-on-3. And I'm going to have 2 guys in front of the net, and that goalie is not going to be able to see the puck like he was, on Saturday.
Obviously, Rosie stole the headlines with his performance. He was solid. He had to be heroic at times, but even through the shootout, he stopped every single shot he saw. But it also marked the 4th game in a row that he has started, and he's the first of our goalies to do that this season. He's been really on the upward tick. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, sometimes when you play more, you play better. I mean, and so I just told the goalies when things changed, when Jack left, that, I wasn't going to rotate. I was going to go with the hot hand, and obviously he'll go again on Friday night because, if you have a shutout, I try calling this trying to outsmart the game, and I don't try to outsmart the game. Goalie has a shutout, he goes back the next night. Doesn't matter what the situation is, he's playing. And so, he's back in, and we just want to have him keep going.
I know you mentioned previously that you had your goaltending coach from when you were in Allen coach up Rosie a little bit. I know that must be difficult to have that happen all the time. So for you, what does coaching a goaltender look like for you from a head coaching perspective?
Well, so one of the shortcomings of having to be on the road for practice for 2 months, it's difficult because you're paying a lot extra for ice time, and you have guys waiting and, guys coming together in 2 vans. So, the goaltenders, they get a lot of shots in our practices, but not a lot of individual work. And now that we're in our rink, he can get out early and work on the things that they both do. I mean, Davey's out there all the time early. He's out there usually a half an hour early working on stuff. So that's one of the things that you get when you have ice time at home, and we're we have ice all this week at home, and I believe, looking at my calendar, I think it was all next week too. Yeah, so we've got a lot of ice this month. There was only a couple of days that we have it covered, and that's going to be good for us.
We've talked before about how many times the team has gone to overtime, and with the rules in the FPHL, how that a lot of times translates to dropped points. At least it feels that way. Was your mentality still the same in this game, or was there a taste of, all right, we got a point out of this one?
Well, we got 2 points out of it, but
right. But when you were heading into overtime,
I was like, if you always want to get in regulation, especially with the way this, this system is. But we have to start making up games. We played 16 road games to 9 at home. So we're, when you look at the rest of the league, usually the teams are around 500 all season long for road games and home games. So, we played almost twice as many games on the road as we have at home, and now it's time for us to start cashing in and getting those 3 points in our home games and getting our A game going and making sure that we're doing we put ourselves in the best position to win.
We saw on the transactions page Brendan Ronan on the 15-day IR. Can you take us through what's keeping Brendan out?
Yeah, he's just got a muscle injury, nothing serious. So he'll be ready to go by the time that. Unfortunately, we don't have a 10-day, we don't have a 7-day. So, you could be out a week, and if you have salary cap or roster issues, if you're injured, you have to go on the 15, and it's a little bit frustrating, but there's some things in this league that need to be changed, and that's one of them.
Some more movement to the ECHL, which is also always exciting. We saw that Troy Murray is the second Rock Lobster to be loaned to the South Carolina Stingrays in the ECHL this season. It's a great opportunity for Troy. What led up to it for Troy, and is there a relationship forming between the two clubs in the Stingrays and the Rock Lobsters?
Well, I go back. We played South Carolina, went 7 games and beat them in the 7th game. And, when I was in Allen. And so I got to know their GM a lot over the years, and we've had a lot of conversations. And then, their coach was in Rockford last year. So he's a guy that's played a long time, and he wants his team to be able to play a certain way. So one of the things that they look for when they call us is guys that are physical players. And, I always say that's the easiest call up to me. It's hard to always go up as a skilled guy, because if you're not playing with the right players, you might not get many opportunities, and it's hard to show your skill. So he's going up because he's got that physical ability, and he could play tough and he could move. And so it's a good opportunity for him. And again, it's, for us, wanting to establish ourselves as the best place to play if you're not in that league. It's just another guy and another notch to help us get to where we want to be.
Did the team make it through the 2 games with Columbus healthy otherwise?
Yeah. We didn't have any significant injuries. A couple of guys, banged up a little bit, but nothing from, actual hits. I think we got one of our top guys got a puck in the wrist. Didn't practice yesterday, but everybody's to go today except for Ronan, and Alden's sick. He's been out with the flu, so we got most of the guys available today.
Wanted to pick your brain a little bit on the offense. Just wanting to see if you felt like it was a little bit, 2 step forwards, 1 step back. You had that great 4-game spell with the offense, and then you go into Columbus and you only score really 1 goal in that 2-game set. What are your thoughts and your perspectives on the offense?
Yeah, that's disappointing because, right now we've got goal scorers on every line. On all the lines, you've got Alden with Gallant and Phil, and that's a line that's got 25 plus goals, and all the lines have over 25 to 30 goals on them. I guess not 30, but 25. So we feel like we should be able to score every line should be able to produce, and it was a little bit frustrating in that respect. And, obviously, though, when you're playing.
We interrupt our Coach's Corner interview, but don't worry. You can catch that here on the official Athens Rock Lobster YouTube page. This is the official home for all Athens Rock Lobster content, including our Coach's Corner, our Lobster Tail intermission interviews, and highlight reels as well. So make sure, if you haven't already, you subscribe to the official Athens Rock Lobster YouTube page. Like the stream if you haven't already. And make sure you ring the bell to be notified of all of our exclusive content. We'll pause briefly for station identification. WGAU and W254CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. We are waiting for the Rock Lobsters to make their way back on the ice, but meanwhile, I have the chance to tell you about an opportunity for you to bid on these exclusive special autographed mini sticks in commemoration of Stick It to Cancer Night. Just head on over to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters, or head on over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page to learn how you can bid on collectibles autographed by your favorite players that you can't find anywhere else. There's just a little more than 24 hours left on these auctions, so don't waste any more time. Athens Rock Lobsters coming out onto the ice from that far corner. No doubt, of the two goaltenders, it's Baton Rouge Brendan Colgan, who has been the far busier of the two goaltenders. Rock Lobsters with 16 shots on goal compared to Dominique Rodriguez. Rodriguez got busier and busier as that period went on, though. 2 big saves in quick succession that he had to make. Baton Rouge are going to try to continue to test Rodriguez as this game goes on, but we will start out this middle period with a 4-on-4. As you might have saw late on in the first, we saw Garrett Milan, short-handed, go hard to the net. Got tripped up by Elijah Wilson, and the puck had actually leaked past Colgan. Milan asking why the goal didn't count. The officials didn't really have much response for him. So the scoreline stayed 0-0, but the Rock Lobsters able to play 4-on-4 instead of shorthanded. Eric E., why has Ronan been in a suit all weekend? Ronan has been on the 15-day IR for quite some time, just nursing a knock. We hope that Ronan can be back soon. Virgili wins the draw. It's back to Shinkarik. Shinkarik trying to gain some momentum out of his own zone. Goes right. Gallant up the right wing boards. Gallant quickly to his right. Wrist shot saved by Colgan, his 17th of the contest. Good defensive step up there from Shinkarik, and on the loose puck, Philip Virgili sends it deeper. 50 seconds to go on the 4-on-4, and then it'll be about 15 seconds of Rock Lobster power play. Save there for Dominique Rodriguez to make on the shot from Chirac. Whistles blown. Must have been an offside call. Not seeing any other indication there from the officials. Greco, Shinkarik, Milan, and Weisblatt, the 4-man unit. Weisblatt with a bit of a chase towards Thornton. Milan with some good stick work. Wins it back for the Rock Lobsters. Down the right side. Greco on the left. Pass back where he came from. Finds Shinkarik. There was a hit right on the offensive blue line. Meanwhile, a 2-on-1. Rock Lobsters unable to convert. Shinkarik and Milan trying to combine for a potential goal. Causes some stress for the Zydeco. They clear their ice and ice the puck. Rock Lobsters with an offensive zone draw. 10 seconds left of the 4-on-4. And there will be 14 seconds of power play. Milan takes a big hit but is able to sweep it back to Greco. Shinkarik can't keep it at the line. Kolatarski makes his way out of the box. 9 seconds of power play. Kolatarsi trying to find the speedy Milan. Puck goes into the corner. And now both teams at even strength. Shinkarik with a wrister pad save, Colgan. Save number 18 for Colgan. Meanwhile, a one-on-one. Wilson gets a touch of it to his blade, but it ends up spinning off his stick and away from him. Here's Wilson with the puck again. Sends it with a cross-ice pass looking for Thornton. Larwood behind the net. Pass out to the slot, and Namiki whiffs on it. Sharrock has it back. Right circle shot blocked out by the Rock Lobsters, but good recycling for the Zydeco as they look to make something happen here. They won't care that they haven't been the offensively busier team as long as they can get on the net. Dominique Rodriguez has one bounce right back off of him. Another save from Rodriguez. Almost 3 that he had to make in quick succession, but Sharrock's shot goes over the bar. That puck is offside, or rather the Zydeco are offside, as it leaked out into neutral ice and was sent back in. Touches Sharrock. Rodriguez with his biggest test of the night thus far, but he has been acing everything that has been sent to him. On the ice right now for the Zydeco, Kuznetsov. Very good to see him back for the Zydeco after he was rocked, I believe, in the helmet by a puck last night. It was not a pretty scene as he made his way off the ice. Luckily to see that it hasn't impeded him from playing in Sunday afternoon's game. Big collection of bodies on the near side boards on the defensive ice for the Rock Lobsters. Russell loses out on the puck, loses his stick in the skates of Alex Sanyon. Puck pinballing all around neutral ice. Kasich Gallant with a toe drag to get it free. Sends one right into the midsection of Colgan. Rodriguez well out of his crease. A brave play. He has to get back quickly. On the far side was Wilson, who knew that Rodriguez was out. Greco backhands it up the left side. Johnson gets it out of the defensive ice. Here's Gallant again. The Red Deer Rockets sending it toward the slot. Virgili got one touch on it, but nothing more than that. Gordon, cross slot pass, can only find the Rock Lobsters' Brandon Reller, who has seemed really game tonight after being scratched from last night's game. Ooh, Portillo with a slapper that goes over the bar. He was in a great position, then Portillo takes the body of Haggerty. Garcia has to be careful, has to make the right play, and he does. And now him and Gordon getting into it on the far side. Robertson giving it to Gordon after him and Garcia had gotten into a wrestling match. Let's see if any penalties come of this. Meanwhile, the Rock Lobsters having double the amount of shots that the Zydeco have in this game. $18 for the Rock Lobsters compared to Baton Rouge's 9, and it looks like there'll be even infractions for both of these two teams, Gordon and Garcia. And we'll go back to the 4-on-4. It all happened right out in front of Baton Rouge's bench. Justin Portillo getting into some conversations with those on the Baton Rouge bench. I'm sure those are interesting. I believe the two teams will skate four-a-side. We'll see for what kind of units are sent out to the ice by the two coaches. There's 5 Rock Lobsters and 4 Baton Rouge players, but I think that's a mistake on the Athens side. It appears that is the case. Reller Picard, Kolatarsi, and Greco for Athens on the ice. Wilson, Jake Cox, McGuire, and Catola for the Zydeco. Good face-off win for Baton Rouge, but it's all the way back towards Rodriguez. Reller with a good move, windmills around a defenseman, takes it to the right side, enters the zone, falls for Kolatarsi, blocked out by a Zydeco skater. Greco gathers. Backhands it back for Reller to the left of the goal line. Rock Lobsters patient in their own end. Greco. A lot of time spent here behind the net. Greco waiting for Larwood to bite. Greco tried to evade the forechecking of Larwood. Garrett Milan. No look pass to Kolatarsi. Kolatarsi has Weisblatt, almost found him in the slot. Weisblatt wheeling back. Milan. Touch pass for Russell. Weisblatt thinks about the wraparound. Emerges on the left side. Snap shot Kolatarsi. Pad save Colgan. Number 20 of the day for Colgan. Ooh, a great pass for Russell from Kolatarsi. Something's happening out in that far corner. It forced the whistle from the referees. Not sure what happened. Perhaps it was something with Colgan's equipment, which he's messing with. But we go to immediate timeout here. A little more than 5.5 gone. We're still on the 4-on-4. 35 seconds left of it coming up after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Back in action here at Akins Ford Arena. 4-on-4, 35 seconds left of it. Zydeco win the draw. Bank pass off the penalty boards. But here come the Rock Lobsters, having forced the turnover. But a turnover right back for the Zydeco. Sabad trying to take on Virgilia. Save. What a save from Rodriguez. Trying to sprawl and get any body part he can over the puck. The French-Canadian has been Lemur so far today. Translates to the wall in almost said in Canadian, in French. Robertson in a conversation there with someone. Rio Namiki. Namiki standing at 5'10" and Robertson at 6'6". I don't think Namiki wants that noise. Milan wins the faceoff this time around. Weisblatt on the right boards. Finds Milan at center ice. Milan wheels back around towards his own blue line. Drops it back for Shinkarik. Robertson. Both teams back at full strength. Weisblatt. Shot from the right. Misses high and wide. Robertson picks up the puck on the left side. Bounces around before finding its way into the first few rows of the stands. Faceoff will stay here. Zydeco really trying to find some consistency on the ice right now. Still happy that the scoreline has stayed where it is, but looking at the shots on goal counter, 20 for the Rock Lobsters compared to 9 for the Zydeco. Milan with a wrister. That one is set a mile high after the blocker save on Milan's wrist shot. .13:06 left in this middle period. Both teams trying to find the first, and this one isn't going to happen here. Puck loose out in front. Russell with the initial shot. Swept back in by Malik Johnson. Malik the Marvel puts the Rock Lobsters up by 1. And for the first time in this 3-game set, it's Athens that takes the 1-0 lead. Great shot from Russell, forced the pad save out of Colgan and made things easy for Malik Johnson, who scores his 6th of the campaign. It felt like it was just too much before the levee broke for the Zydeco. 23rd shot of the contest. And we're not even halfway done with the second period. It's the Rock Lobsters who have the lead at 1-0. Malik Johnson with the goal at the 7:01 mark. Colgan messing around with some of his equipment, which we saw him have to do a little bit earlier on in the game. Johnson has his reward in taking the face-off after the goal. I've labeled Malik the Marvel after he told me in training camp before the season started how interested he was in Marvel superheroes. Meanwhile, Philip Virgili, trying to show off some of his Swedish superpowers, was in the slot on the feed from Greco, rather on the feed from Gallant. It was Greco who's now on the puck looking for Gallant. Johnson in behind the net, wins the puck back. His pass gets intercepted by Elijah Wilson. It's poked away from him. Johnson. Rock Lobsters out of their own ice. Kolatarsi up the right for Gallant. Bank pass for Virgili, who's hard to the net. 23rd save of the night for Colgan. He's been working overtime. Virgili with a good move in the right circle, sends it to the slot. Puck still loose, gathered by the Zydeco. Jake Cox helps it on to the stick of Larwood, and that one's rings and off the iron. Oh my goodness, what a chance for Larwood to quickly formulate a response. Much more long range for Cotola and much easier for Rodriguez to save. Rock Lobsters up 1-0 thanks to Malik the Marvel. I was just talking about why I've labeled him as such. He was talking to me about how much he loved Marvel superheroes, his favorite being Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I remember I must have been like 5 years old watching that in the movie theater. Rodriguez to Garcia. Backhand sweep. Through the center ice, Albrecht. Garcia has one bounce off of his hand and down, collected by the Zydeco through Wilson. Wrist shot right into the midsection of Rodriguez. Mark Yurko in the chat pointing out the attendance from last night. It was actually 57-18. A sellout plus here in Akins Ford Arena. What a beautiful night it was, celebrating the Stick It to Cancer night. Face-off happening here to the left of Rodriguez. Glukarov with a block might make things awkward for Rodriguez. Spills out in behind. Sabad. His pass intercepted by Milan. Glukarov working the other way. Finds Shinkarik at center ice. High dump in off the end boards. Milan chases it down. Gets in behind Brody Thornton. Glukarov. Weisblatt, Glukarov, Milan, close range deflection that Colgan is equal to. Good evasion there from Shinkarik. And I'm not talking about taxes. Virgili in behind the net, protects the puck, finds Johnson, the goal scorer. Back for Russell. To the left for Greco. Doesn't get what he wants on his pass, but Virgili still gets to it. Ooh, good move there from Thornton through Weisblatt. Thornton in the left circle. Glove save, spills out from Rodriguez. Johnson patient. Center to right pass from Johnson to Weisblatt. Sent around the boards. Greco puts it off the glass. Johnson spin around pass finds Picard. Back for Russell, who had the initial assist. Colgan didn't see that shot from Russell until late. Greco with a snapshot. Pad save from Colgan. Colgan's really racking up the shots here. Meanwhile, puck on the offensive zone now for the Zydeco. Jake Cox trying to put Russell figuratively on skates. Pass from Chirac, tries to wrap around, nothing there for him. Greco lofts one towards the stick, turn around in from behind by Russell. Baton Rouge working from right to left before the interception by Casey Gallant, sent back in by Dion Demke. Here's Demke again. Loses out on the puck, collected by Catola in behind his goaltender's net. Ooh, good defensive work from Weisblatt. Centers it for Demke, and his stick gets swatted and splinters in half. Rock Lobsters heading to the Paloma Park power play, trying to score their first on a man advantage tonight, but they're already up 1-0 thanks to Malik the Marvel. We'll be back after this commercial break. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living. offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Back here with an offensive zone face-off for the Rock Lobsters, who are on the Paloma Park power play. Still a chance here to give their fans $3 tacos on the night. Shinkarik to the left. Shinkarik has it back at the line. Milan with a slapper. That one just misses to the right. Milan. Shinkarik fakes the slapper. Gallant doesn't. His slapper is loose out in front before being frozen by Colgan. Things heating up in behind. Weisblatt takes McGuire to the glass. Everyone involved in behind Colgan's net. And then Weisblatt exchanging some swings, I believe, with McGuire before he brings him down to the ice. Both McGuire and Weisblatt to the box. We'll see if that affects the numbers on the ice at all. 7:54 left in this second period. A minute 32 left on the Matthew Gordon penalty. He's in the box for slashing. Looks like the numbers will stay the same, so it'll be, I believe, a fighting penalty. Sticking here at 5-on-4. Officials don't like the face-off, so we'll do it again. Johnson with a face-off here against Chirac. Virgili sweeps it in for behind himself. Gallant with a great pass towards Johnson in the left circle. Tries to backhand it back to Virgili. Baton Rouge defensively good enough to make sure that nothing happens there, but Virgili has it back, working his way down from the right side. Back to Milan. Cross-crease pass. Gallant pass to Virgili from his knee. Virgili takes a spill. Virgili all the way around for Milan, who keeps it in. Shinkarik has to grab that puck out of midair. Unfortunately, is unable to calm that puck down after that. Chirac with a 1-on-0. Treats it like a shootout, but Rodriguez is the wall once again. Oh, baby, what a night thus far for Rodriguez with his parents in the house. Virgili. Milan tries to stuff it in, but it doesn't go. Katola, high slot shot, misses over the bar. Puck loose. Rock Lobsters have it. Greco helping it onto the blade of the stick for Shinkarik. Picard. Center ice for Glukaryov. Glukaryov scored a highlight reel goal last night. Rock Lobsters back at even strength with the Zydeco. Unable to find a goal there is Athens on the Paloma Park power play. Save of the night for Dominique Rodriguez on that breakaway from Chirac. Chirac has had a penchant for well-timed goals. Meanwhile, Brandon Picard sent one so fast that Colgan didn't know where the puck went after he made the save. Here's Picard again, this time emerging on the left side. Puck loose out in front. Reller comes away with it. Glukaryov to the left of the blue line for Greco. Blocker save by Colgan. I believe that's save number 33 from the man from Wynwood, Pennsylvania. Reller, not a lot of freedom, but still found Picard with a pass. Don't think Picard was expecting it. Icing against the Zydeco here. Rock Lobsters will be allowed to change, but the Zydeco won't. No doubt, I'm sure, Marie Picard, mother of Dominique Rodriguez, who joins us in the chat often, was very, very happy with that stuff from Rodriguez on the breakaway. Portillo chases the dump in around by Garcia. There's been high scoring intensity all weekend long for the Rock Lobsters. No doubt Portillo would love to get in on that action. He's on a line here right now with Demke and Johnson. Russell, who had the primary assist on the Johnson goal. Uh-oh. Puck not dealt with by the Rock Lobsters. Backhanded by Albrecht. Pad save from Rodriguez. Kuznetsov takes a deflection into the netting. We go to a commercial break here. The Rock Lobsters up 1-0 thanks to a Malik Johnson goal. They'll try to add on to that tally after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's the first time I've seen this, probably because of the dogs in the building, but we've got Simba Cam. And it's not just fur babies that are eligible. A reminder here that we still have our Dash mini stick auction going on for another 24 hours or so. Make sure you head to fans.winwithdash.com or head over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page so you can learn how to bid on collectibles that won't be around unless you send in your bid for one. Face-off won by the Zydeco. Long-range shot, dribbles back to the right off the stick of Thornton. Here's Thornton again from center ice. Finds Kuznetsov, dumps it into the far corner. Shinkarik picks it up, banks it off the end boards for his defensive partner Robertson on the right side. Weisblatt thought he knew the direction of Milan. Glukarov with a check. One-time slapper from Sabad on close. And Milan with a fantastic pass to find Glukarov. A blocker save on the breakaway from the Russian. Russell has stepped up from his defensive position. Almost finds Milan with a centering pass. Cleared out by Baton Rouge. It might lead to a little bit more. Very good defensive play there from Gallant to backhand it away from the route of Jake Cox. Russell into the corner from the line. He has it back on the right side of the blue line. Deeks left, Deeks right, tries the shot, blocked out from a short distance by Jake Cox. Lofted down and sat down to the ice by Michael Greco. Puck through the skates of Johnson on the far side. Looks like he took some contact because there's no icing. Kolatarsi kicks it to Malik Johnson, who then finds Virgili. Kolatarsi sends it back in, but there's some Rock Lobsters offsides. Picked up by Thornton. Tries to split the ice with a pass, looking for Chirac, potentially trying to send him on yet another breakaway towards Rodriguez' net. Face-off going back where it came from, to the left of Colgan's net. Ooh, another save from Colgan. Kolatarsi back in for Picard. Garcia picks it up on the right side. Kolatarsi into the corner for Picard. Intercepted by Thornton. Puck in the right deep corner of the offensive zone for the Rock Lobsters. Garcia for Kolatarsi makes a play with his skate, sends it to the right side boards. Picard, no-look backhand looking for Portillo. Coming away with it, though, is Thornton for Baton Rouge. Portillo swats it away from Larwood. It's put between the skates of Garcia on a good play by Sabad. The Hungarian takes it to the end boards, tries to find anybody with a hopeful pass. All he could find was the Rock Lobsters' Brandon Reller. Sent out of the defensive zone for Athens by Picard. Kolatarsi with a poke check, but it's not cleared out of the line, or was it? Taking it over the blue line for the offsides call was McGuire. We saw him and Weisblatt get into it earlier. Looks like Weisblatt and McGuire have been returned to their benches. Baton Rouge tiptoe into the zone. Pass from Wilson was blocked out by a skate. Here come the Rock Lobsters the other way. Weisblatt up the right side. Glukarov and Shakaric to his left. That one's still loose out, but it bounces favorably for Baton Rouge. Less than a minute to play now. Dominique Rodriguez looking to send it far away from his crease. Shakaric whiffs on that pass, but still stays close enough to him where he can take a second bite of the cherry. Larwood in the neutral zone. Milan leaves something there on Wilson to gift possession back to the Rock Lobsters. A 3-on-2 developing. Milan on the left side works his way to the slot. Rister takes a deflection into the netting. Face-off will happen to the left of Colgan's net. Face-off won by Baton Rouge. They sent it the length of the ice, trying to make something happening late, just as they did last night. Scott Chirac with that last-second goal. But maybe the Rock Lobsters have something to say late. Oh, my goodness, what a move from Kason Gallant. He's impeded on. We'll see if there's any time left, but I believe the Rock Lobsters will likely start the third period on a Paloma Park power play. Well, the Rock Lobsters don't get the last-second goal that the Baton Rouge Zydeco did. That last-second shot from Scott Chirac kind of took the air from the Rock Lobster fans at the end of that second period, but the third period was all Rock Lobsters after that. Athens will hope that there's another theme in that tonight and that they can score more goals in the third, because they have 35 shots compared to Baton Rouge's 17. More than double the amount that the team from Louisiana has. But luckily, the Rock Lobsters at least have their goal, and it came at the 7:01 mark. Kyle Russell with a right-sided shot from the blue line. Malik Johnson was able to sweep in the rebound past Colgan, who was beaten for the first time tonight. Colgan last playing in the contest on Friday, where he made 31 saves on 34 shots. He's already made more than that through 2 periods. Well, meanwhile, the Rock Lobsters have had great goalie play as of late. Right now, Dominique Rodriguez with a forbidden word at the shutout, if I can say that. People hopefully won't get too mad at me through 2 periods. Hopefully he can hold on to that through 3. But Josh Rosenzweig has also been a huge, huge contributor for the Rock Lobsters as of late. I had a talk with Rosie about how he has found his consistency as of late.
Hey, Crustacean Nation, we've got another episode of Lobster Tales here for you on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Matt Team Rad here, and I'm joined today by goaltender Josh Rosenzweig. Rosie, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And why wouldn't you be doing good? You're coming off an amazing performance against the Columbus River Dragons, 38 save shutout, and a completely clean slate in the shootout as well. At what point in that game are you aware of really just how locked in you are?
Yeah, I mean, started off the game with like 10 shots in the first period or 11 or something like that. And I felt like I was in a groove. So it was starting to feel really good. And then in the second and third, it was still 0-0. And I just had the mentality that, I wasn't getting beat.
Is there ever any fear in a game like that when maybe the rest of the team isn't firing on all cylinders and it feels like they're leaning on you to keep them in the game? Are you in a mindset where you're trepidatious to make a mistake, or are you just trying to take it kind of save by save?
I think as a goalie, you sort of live for those moments, those games where you can really step up and be the hero. So I love those little tight games. Obviously love to keep it 0 as long as possible. So, yeah.
That's exactly what you did. And after that final save of the shootout, your emotion on the ice was obvious. What was running through your head when it was all said and done?
Yeah, obviously, I was really pumped up, really fired up. I'd get on one knee, do my little fist pump celly, and then kind of did the Columbus fans celebration like when they score. So I, all those emotions at once, it was really fired up.
You're in your second year as a professional, but you've also had a very prolific junior career. Where does that performance on Saturday night rank in your memory of games past?
Yeah, it's definitely one of my better games in a while, and it just felt really good to have a game like that. Obviously, for confidence and it just felt really good.
Speaking on your confidence, you've now played 4 games in a row. You're the first Rock Lobster goaltender to do that. Do you feel like the amount of game time, the amount of play that you've had recently has really helped you find a new level in your play?
Yeah, I think that the more you play, you sort of get into a groove, and the better you feel out there. So yeah, definitely the last couple games in a row that I've gotten the opportunity to play, I've definitely felt stronger and stronger every time I step out on the ice.
You grew up in Toronto. Does it suffice to say that you also grew up a Maple Leafs fan?
Yeah, 100%.
Who would have been your biggest goaltending influences growing up to a young hockey fan? Would it have been James Reimer?
I picked number 34, like the number I wear, when I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, probably because of Reimer, I think. But my favorite goalie growing up would have to be Jonathan Quick from the LA Kings, or now he's on the Rangers.
You got your start in the pros last year with Watertown, but how did this opportunity come about with the Rock Lobsters, and what factors about the team made you want to take the trip to Athens?
Yeah, I saw, there was an expansion team in the Fed. I saw that Athens was one of them, and I did a little Google search, saw like the town and all that stuff, and I thought it'd be cool to move to the South and play hockey. And I reached out to Coach Steve Martinson. We had a little chit chat, and then we made it work.
How has it been living in Athens thus far? Because, I mean, you're one of the youngest guys on the team, 21-year-old. It must be perfect to be living in a college town.
Oh yeah, it's been great so far. I love the South. I love, especially like you said, college town. There's always stuff to do, and we're set up really nice with our apartments. So it's been a pretty good lifestyle down here.
Toronto, it's arguably the hockey capital of the world. Moving down here to play hockey in the South, and of course you were in Watertown, in a New York town the year before. Has it taken any adjustment to get used to the hockey culture down here in the Deep South?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, down here, I would say probably football is college football is like the number one thing. But honestly, ever since we started playing home games down here, I feel like the community and the fans that we're starting to attract, it's getting bigger, and we're getting a lot of love from the community. So it's been really fun, and a lot of fans. Like sometimes I'll be out like to go like at a restaurant, and like people will come up to me and just be like, "Oh, like you're on the Lobsters, blah blah," and it's pretty cool to start to get that recognition. So it's been nice.
So there's also a third team that you've played in as a pro. That was HC Tel Aviv. What was that experience like to play in Israel, and how did that opportunity arise?
That's funny. I never ended up going to Israel. It was an error on the website. I was supposed to go this summer to play in the Israel League. That sort of fell through just because there's been like a lot of wars going down over there in that part of the world. But no, I would definitely love to go and play in the summer in the Israel League, and I got family there and stuff, so it would be good to kind of see them and hang out with them and play some hockey down there.
So I actually looked this up. So it is a German-Israeli name, Josh Rosenzweig. I realized what the translation is. Do you know what it translates to?
I think it's like the thorn on a rose.
Rose branch is what, I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't mean Google's always right?
Yeah.
That's what came up.
Yeah.
I've asked a fair amount of the guys who they think the funniest guy on the team is. And your name has come up, I think, every time.
Really?
Would you give yourself that title, or does someone else come to mind for you?
I mean, I definitely like to keep it light most of the time, but I don't know. I would say that Orca Weisblatt, he's a character. He's a funny guy.
Is he kind of like a sneaky funny guy? Because Orcs can be a quiet dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really close with him. So, once you get to know him a little bit better, he can make you giggle a little bit. So he's pretty funny.
We've already mentioned it once. You're one of the youngest guys on the team. I think Brandon Rellett is the only guy that's younger. Two questions with that in mind. Who have been the guys that you have been closest to on the team? And then who are the more experienced guys that you've kind of been looking up to?
Yeah, so closest, I would say, definitely Orca, my roommate, Kason Gallant, and Garcia, and probably Reller too. Like all us young guys, we have a lot.
Like for you as a goaltender to open up this new arena with the Rock Lobsters?
Yeah, obviously love playing at home with the new rink. It's beautiful. It's a great building. In front of our fans, playing in front of our fans, there's nothing better than that. And I'm very excited for this weekend. We got a big weekend against Baton Rouge,
So you're in an interesting position, Rose. I've asked guys like Shanks and asked guys like Millsy about what their individual goals for the season are. And really all they've talked about is really wanting to help the team because of where they are in their careers. But in terms of you, you're still so young into your career, especially your professional career. So what are some of the individual goals that you want to achieve for yourself this season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to win a championship. I've never won in any level before, and I'm hungry. I want to know what it feels like to win. So I'm here to win a championship, and I think we have the right guys to do it. We have a very talented and skilled team, like up and down the lineup, and hopefully I can give the team the best chance to win, every night. And yeah, I just want to win.
You've definitely given the team a winning recipe as of late. Josh, thanks so much for joining me today. Looking forward to seeing you play against Baton Rouge this weekend.
UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing.
You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm having some issues where my MacBook is telling me that I'm running out of application memory. To avoid problems with your computer, quit any applications you are not using. It's telling me that OBS is using 3 gigabytes plus of RAM. I haven't had this problem yet in the season thus far. I keep trying to just quit out the window because I'm not noticing any performance issues otherwise. If any of you are well adept with technology, make sure to put anything that I can do about this in the stream. Really, even if that just includes trying to keep this pop-up from coming back and coming back. But anyway, the Rock Lobsters are about a minute away from making their way back out on the ice. We'll see what the deal is here. Right now, it's Philip Virgili's number on the scoreboard here that says he's in the box. Now the question is could it be Brody Thornton that's in the box on the other team? Because we had thought the Rock Lobsters were heading to the power play by the time the second period ended. Right now the storyline has been is how fine the margins have been between these two teams. The Rock Lobsters have been the busier team offensively. .35 shots on goal, but the one that has tickled the twine was the one from Malik Johnson, who swept in a rebound past Colgan for his 6th goal of the year. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dominique Rodriguez has not allowed a goal, 17 saves on the night for him. These two teams getting ready to start the third period. Does look like it'll be the Rock Lobsters who are shorthanded. So an early challenge in this third period. The game exploded for action in the third period yesterday in favor of the Rock Lobsters as they scored 4 goals, but Baton Rouge looking to waste no time. Shot blocked from Wilson. Rock Lobsters can't clear. It's saved by Gordon at the line. Wilson to the left for Haggerty. Back for Thornton. Gordon with a shot. That one took a piece of something. Into the corner. Wilson. Pinned to the boards by Shinkarik. Puck comes loose here for Gordon. Good block there by Weisblatt. Ooh, that one awkwardly bounces off Rodriguez. Gordon has stayed busy here. Turnaround, wraparound shot. Rodriguez equal to it. Larwood tries to poke in the rebound. Not going to happen. And the Rock Lobsters clear their ice. Tell your dog I said hi is in the chat trying to help me out. I agree with you, but I'm not sure what I can do about the encoding settings now. I tried to do what I could after I turned the stream off, but feels like it's too little too late here. Hopefully I can just get through this broadcast. Ooh, a good shot from Kuznetsov on the far side, but it misses wide to the right. Sabad puts one into the side netting. Plenty of good opportunities for the Zydeco on their power play, but with 15 seconds left on the man advantage, a little bit of a shooting of themselves in their own foot. An unforced error sends the puck back into neutral ice, but Sabat has it back. Around Rodriguez's net, but Joe Colatarsi pokes it away from him. And the Baton Rouge power play is over. Leslie Jones Law penalty kill strong for the Rock Lobsters once again. Brody Thornton to the right for Albrecht, back for Catola. Rock Lobsters will feel more comfortable now that they're at even strength, but they looked very comfortable down a man. But they might score here. Virgili to Reller to Gallant. Forehand, backhand, forehand, but misses wide. This line of Reller, Virgili, and Gallant does everything right. All that was missing was the punctuation mark. And then Baton Rouge, feeling the pressure, will ice the puck. Freezing time at 17:22. Face-off going to happen to the left of Colgan's net. Milan will take the draw against Jake Cox. Milan with a face-off win, back to Shinkarik at the line, long-range shot, spills out in front. Glukaryov can't cast a spell on that one. Garrett Milan took a hit up high off the puck from Jake Cox. On the other side of the ice, Brody Thornton, the defenseman, working offensively on the left side. Shot misses wide from Albrecht. Two defensemen combining there to try and challenge Rodriguez. Milan forays into the offensive zone. Greco gets the pass from Super Milan. Looks for the tight angle shot. Doesn't find it. Kolatarsi wheels it around his own end, boards it, falls off the stick of Shinkarik, falls down for the Zydeco, but Kolatarsi puts the body on Alex Sandin and sends the Rock Lobsters the other way. Good cut out there by McGuire on the pass from Picard. Picard lofts it to the right side of the ice. Portillo gathers up some speed like a train going down the track, but he hits a railroad crossing. Chirac out of his own zone. Larwood on the right side takes it in. Rodriguez with a save, his 20th of the night. Kolatarsi picks it up in his left defensive circle, looks out in front of him. Only option really is Portillo on the right, who turns around, dumps it in on the linesman. Demke swats at it off the left boards, picked up by Larwood for Baton Rouge on the right side. Takes it in through the center of ice, through the blue line. Gallant takes the puck off of him. Another good stick handling move. Make that 2 in a row for Gallant. Oh, Gallant dazzling as he's taken down on the ice. No call there from the referees. Greco, backhand swat, Johnson. Zydeco had to be careful there, almost committing the too many men. Virgili knocks it back to Greco. The Red Deer Rocket, Kaysen Gallant. Here he is again with a wrist shot. Pad saved by Colgan. What needs to happen for Gallant to find his goal on the night? Rodriguez for Russell. Has the lone assist in this game. Tries to protect the puck. He's impeded on illegally, and the Rock Lobsters, after this commercial break, will go to the Paloma Park power play. Let's see if they can double their lead after this commercial break. Rock Lobsters lead 1-0, trying to add on to that after this.
Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Rock Lobsters going on the Paloma Park power play. They're still looking for their first from a man advantage tonight, trying to send fans home happy, as well as the pups that are in the building on Pucks Paws Night with $3 tacos. Dogs can eat tacos too, right? Paloma Park power play starts right here, right now. Shinkarik into the corner. Milan from the left side. Gallant, who leads the Rock Lobsters in power play goals this year with 6. Weisblatt to Milan in the right circle. U-turn, Shinkarik at the blue line. Milan exchanging with Shinkarik. Pat save on Shinkarik's slapper. Jake Cox trying to make something happen shorthanded for the Zydeco. They have scored shorthanded in the 2 games prior to this Sunday contest. They get the shot off through Jake Cox, but Rodriguez is equal to it. Rodriguez with the freeze of the puck. And the Rock Lobsters will have to work out of their own zone here on the face-off. 14:06 left in regulation. Fans behind Brendan Colgan trying to get in his ear. Believe there's a timeout that's happened here, so we'll go to a commercial break. Believe it's probably called by head coach Steve Martinson. We'll see what happens coming out of this. Still a minute and a half to go on the power play for the Rock Lobsters.
Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Rock Lobsters, the right of their own defensive ice, will have this face-off. And they win it. Gallant off the face-off win from Milan, back to Shinkarik. Shinkarik very comfortable working out from behind his own net, which he does so here. Dropped pass. Milan to Shinkarik. Weisblatt leaves it for Milan. Milan has the wheels, has the vision to find Shinkarik at the blue line. Milan needs to stop it with the backhand. Virgili behind the net. Kason Gallant off the bar. Shinkarik, Milan, cross ice for Weisblatt. Needs to take it off the boards, backhands it to his fellow Albertan Gallant. Puck pinned to the corner. The Zydeco will have no problem with that. There's 40 seconds left on this power play. Gallant gets it free for Shinkarik, who sweeps it to the right for Milan, back to Shinkarik, and it dribbles off of his blade and into neutral zone. Garrett Milan looks out to his right. Backhand banker off the board, sent back where it came from by Shinkarik. Weisblatt through the legs of a defenseman. McGuire for Virgili. Greco has joined this unit. Shot blocked by Alexanian, and he's hopping on one leg as that one hurts. Trickles to Weisblatt. Blocker save Colgan. Milan. Zydeco back with all their players. Power play over for the Rock Lobsters. Have had opportunities to score on the man advantage in this game. We'll see if that's something that they rue, those missed opportunities later on. Greco around. Johnson behind the net. Finds Shinkarik. Shinkarik a long time on the ice, and Johnson is down. Slow to get up. He wants to know why there was no interference call as he talks to the linesman. Johnson gingerly back into the neutral ice. Thought he might have been heading to the bench, but Malik the Marvel right now the difference maker in this game. His second period put back on the rebound. The lone goal in this 1-0 contest. Sent up the left boards. Finds Picard. Picard with a dump in around the corners. Picked up by Glukaryov. Good strength from the Russian. Tries to take it. Greco at the line. His shot misses to the right. Picard pokes it for Russell. Wilson wheels away. Bank pass to himself. Falls favorably for Wilson. Blocker save Rodriguez. Lemur with another stop. Chirac with a toe drag in his own zone to give himself time and space to sprint up the left side. Poked away from him by Picard. Sent into neutral ice by Garcia. Zydeco have it now through Thornton. Spill on the far side for Demke in front of his bench. Kuznetsov, his wrister gets blocked by a Rock Lobster shin pad. Demke with a backhand banker off the boards. Kolatarsi right through center ice. Brandon Reller unable to cast a spell on that biscuit. Garcia all the way around. Colgan never got a touch to it. Portillo backhands it back towards Reller, who took a heavy hit from Johnson. Zydeco looking for a way out. They find it, but the pass doesn't catch Kuznetsov. Demke glides in. Wrister saved Colgan into the glove. Just about halfway through this third period, Rock Lobsters have still had more of the better offensive opportunities in this game to double their lead rather than Baton Rouge potentially tying it up. Rock Lobsters with a shot on goal advantage at 41-22. You have to give a tip of the cap to Brendan Colgan, who has now made 40 saves in this game. Colgan, a Pennsylvanian who made his FPHL debut in 2021 with Watertown. Face-off won by the Zydeco, but Weisblatt gets to the effort first. Up the right boards, Weisblatt looking to backhand it towards Milan. Good win from Glukarioff to find Weisblatt. Fakes the 5-hole put-through, wraps around, but Colgan makes the read on it. Lofted into the sky. Shinkarik kicks it to himself. Glukarioff to Robertson. Centering pass for Milan. Gets blocked from a close distance. Glukarioff from the left circle. Milan was winding up the slapper, but it had to be played off his skate. Baton Rouge with a chance. Does it come? Case of Gallant. Man, he's been putting on a stick handling clinic this weekend. And right as I say that, commentators curse. But Gallant making amends, makes another good play. Virgili treats a defenseman like a saloon door. Gallant winds up the wrister, deflected into the netting. Horn blows, signifying the media timeout. We go into this third period with 8:49 left. Rock Lobsters still in the lead, but can they keep a hold on it with all the grasp that they've got left? We'll see after this commercial break.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always.
No, it's not exactly hockey, but a big trade in the NBA yesterday. That I came home from Athens to my home in Woodstock and opened my phone to the trade that Dallas was sending Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis. What's the NHL equivalent for my hockey fans out there? How can you put that trade to me? Put that in the chat. Johnson wins the faceoff. Gallant sweep back to Greco all the way around the end boards. Johnson trying to get there ahead of Namiki. pokes it towards Virgili, shakes it free. Johnson takes a wipeout, though, plays it out of midair, and then kicks it to himself. Puck played with a high stick, so the whistle will blow. .8:32 left in regulation here. Rock Lobsters have one goal through the man who's on the face-off dot, Malik Johnson, but will it be enough? They're asking a lot of their goaltender, who's making just his second professional start, but he looks like a veteran with his play in the crease today. There's Gallant again, a wizard with the stick being his wand today. Johnson backhands it, bouncer for Russell, long-range shot. Virgili with a deflection, and he pokes it through the legs of Colgan, and finally the Rock Lobsters have their second. The Swede Virgili making his commentator look intelligent as the Fan Saves Impact Player of the Game has scored his 14th and his third goal in the last two nights. Virgili compounding the pain right now for the Zydeco, who have work to do to try and avoid the 3-game series sweep here. If the Rock Lobsters win this game, they will be 4-0 against the Zydeco this year. Look at Reller with the pass towards the slot, intercepted by Alexanian. If the Rock Lobsters close this game out, they will be 4-0 against the Zydeco this year and 10-0 against Louisiana teams in the FPHL. Kuznetsov's pass is a dangerous one, but it doesn't find the Zydeco. Kuznetsov has it back. Picard tries to fight hard for that one, sent into the zone by Kolatarsi, played by Colgan, who will feel hard done by. Takes a look up at the boards, or rather at the scoreboard, that the shot on goal tally is in favor of the Rock Lobsters, 42-23. Orca Weisblatt with a toe drag, catches the skate of Katola. Carter Shinkarik helps that puck down out of midair. Up the left side for Milan. Milan whiffs on the pass, collected by Glukaryov. Glukaryov to the slot, Weisblatt narrowly misses the Albertan. Case and Gallant and Kyle Russell with the assists, so a 2-point night for Russell. Milan trying to cause some trouble for McGuire, and oh my God, what a hit, and that one was not pretty. Milan will be going to the box, I assume for boarding. I think the question might be, well, how many minutes will this be? It'll just be a 2-minute minor for Milan. When you need to start a fire, though, you've got to give it some oxygen. You've got to facilitate the oxygen as much as you can when building that fire. And right now, there's a breath of life to this game for the Zydeco, who will have 2 minutes to try and find a power play goal and set themselves up to try and tie it after that. But right now they're down 2 goals, and they'll feel a lot less comfortable with the situation after Virgili scored the Rock Lobsters' second. As I mentioned, Virgili, he's doing some great defensive work, sprawling down to the ice to try and poke it through, but Baton Rouge with a rescue job. Puck on the right side, Chirac from the blue line. Wrister blocked out by Virgili, quickly back up to his feet. Chirac again, kind of quarterbacking this power play. Stops at the line, takes an awkward deflection, and Virgili sends it the length of the ice. Already 40 seconds shaved off the man advantage for Baton Rouge. Chirac. Pass was aiming for that right circle for Haggerty. Took a tip of a Rock Lobster stick. Good work from Picard to get that one out of the zone. Zydeco don't want to commit the offside. Greco threading his clearance through the wave of Zydeco. Rodriguez out of his crease. And he finds his former college teammate, Brandon Picard, with a centering pass. Weisblatt loses the puck. Tried the toe drag, the dangle in the high slot, and the puck never came with him. Meanwhile, Larwood on the other side of the ice, his shot. Rodriguez sprang up to bat that one down with his goalie stick. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Good poke check, turnaround shot from McGuire out of it. Clearance takes a deflection out of Catola, and it's into neutral ice. Larwood. Ooh, that went off the iron, tried to be put back. Zydeco looking up to the sky, wondering what else they have to do to try and beat Rodriguez. And as Rodriguez looks for his first professional shutout, he might have to kiss the post when it's all said and done. Lofted long, lofted high. Rock Lobsters committing pressure into their offensive zone, intercepted by Glukaryov. Zydeco are able to take it in through Jake Cox. Glukaryov. Glukaryov dangles to the left, takes it in. Can't take it through the legs of Namiki. Thornton to the right. Chirac tried to send it in deep, intercepted by Garcia. Colgan out of his crease to make a play on this puck. Doesn't exactly go to plan as Portillo has forced the Baton Rouge turnover. Demke. Demke can't get it to the line, intercepted by Wilson. Picard into the zone, tries to center it for Demke, has a second bite of the cherry. Demke trying to force it in. It would have been a night to remember. Demke just re-signed with the team after initially being released if he was able to find his first goal as a Rock Lobster in just his second game. Alexanian with a great centering pass. Rodriguez with a save. Another Baton Rouge down in behind, and the Rock Lobsters will be going back to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. And a player has stayed down in behind. We'll try to get you information there as the kiss cam is starting here in the Akins Ford Arena. We'll be back for information on that Baton Rouge injury after this.
Farmburger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
I don't know what happened here. I don't know why I'm upside down, but that's hilarious, and we won't use that camera anymore. I do not know what happened there, but that is something else. And I hate that that's the way we come back, because there's a very, very bad Baton Rouge injury on the ice. And trying to get a good view of who it is. I'll get a good view once he goes down this corner here, and I believe it's Narek Alexanian, and that is not good news for the Zydeco at all, as he's been one of the best Baton Rouge players over the last few games. Alexanian having followed up his hat trick from last Saturday against the Dashers in Topeka with a goal on Friday night. Goes down the tunnel, escorted by Rock Lobster athletic trainer Chris McNeely. Timeout here between the two teams. 2:27 to go, and Michael Greco goes to the box for 2 minutes. A roughing minor. Meanwhile, I'll try to figure out what is going on with my face cam and why it is upside down. See the action there between the two benches. Both teams returning to the ice. I believe I fixed it. And we're back in action. Pass through the right circle. Zydeco are on the power play here. Kuznetsov at the line. He suffered an injury yesterday, a nasty one. Good to see him back, and hopefully we could see back in action soon Narek Alexanian in the FPHL. 2 minutes to go in regulation, a minute half on the Greco penalty. Back for Alexanian on the left side, all the way back for Thornton, who's quarterbacking this power play. Here on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters. Riley Robertson gets himself through two. Zydeco tries to put it out, saved by Sabat at the line. Thornton finds Alexanian, great pass, great shot, pad save Rodriguez. This is not looking like a kid who's making his second professional start in this game. Oh, and a takeaway from Weisblatt at center ice, and he puts it into the empty net. Right after the net is cleared by Colgan, Weisblatt makes it super easy with a takeaway at center ice. The Baton Rouge Zydeco roll the dice, and it comes up snake eyes. Orica Weisblatt continues his hot streak after returning from his surgery. The Zydeco having two more skaters than the Rock Lobsters on the ice. It doesn't matter. Weisblatt with a fantastic defensive play with numbers committed forward for Baton Rouge. The killer whale with the dagger to Baton Rouge. We'll talk about the implications of that with just 50 seconds left of play here. McGuire. Still time here for the Baton Rouge Zydeco to try and have something to work off of. Long-range shot from Katola. Took a deflection out in front, but wide. Power play over for Baton Rouge. Greco back onto the ice. Weisblatt, the goal scorer of the Rock Lobsters' third. Into the corner. Colgan with the puck. Sweeps it in behind, and the Zydeco will just let the seconds drip off the clock. Resigned to the result. The Zydeco come into the Lobster Tank for 3 games, and they lose each and every one as the Rock Lobsters sweep the Zydeco under the rug. And how about the shutout, the first career shutout for Dominique Rodriguez, who makes 25 saves in just his second career professional start, and he doesn't let any biscuit tickle the twine behind him. A 9-point weekend for the Rock Lobsters puts them at 59 points in the Continental Division. And they're now 22-4-2. The Rock Lobsters will return here to Akins Ford Arena for a game on Wednesday at 7:05 against the Columbus River Dragons, who are just recently coming off a battering from the Binghamton Black Bears. A cheers at center ice from the Rock Lobsters to the Akins Ford Arena faithful here, who have shown out 3 games in a row. Don't think that this was a 3-game set that we will forget quickly here in Athens. Well, I'm back right side up, and the Rock Lobsters are feeling definitely right side up as well. Rock Lobsters with a 3-0 win against the Baton Rouge Zydeco, clinching the 3-game sweep, a 9-point weekend. Can they potentially take this success into the Columbus River Dragons game on Wednesday, as the River Dragons have struggled against the very best of the Empire Division? Binghamton Black Bears having battered them 2 games straight. This game was all Rock Lobsters. Malik Johnson was able to sweep home a rebound from Kyle Russell, as Russell sent a shot into the pad of Colgan and swept in by Johnson. Philip Virgili was able to double the lead. 11:54 mark in the third period to make it 2-0. And then Orca Weisblatt polishes off the win by a great defensive play, a takeaway at center ice right after the net had been emptied by Baton Rouge. And because of that, the Rock Lobsters were able to take a 3-0 win. But I think the headlines might be taken by Dominique Rodriguez, Lemur, if you will. French for the wall. He wins in his second ever professional game, and he does more than win. He keeps the sheet clean. A shutout for Dominique Rodriguez as he makes 25 saves. We'll see if he's in line for the 23 in design first star of the night. Here we go. A 2-assist night for Kyle Russell earns him the 3rd star spot. A goal and an assist tonight for Malik the Marvel. Played like a hero out of the comic books that he read growing up. And how about this? With his parents in the building tonight, a 25-save shutout in his second ever professional game, still fresh from playing college hockey at Castleton University, where he was a teammate with Brandon Picard. Look, I think he's looking for his mom and dad. How about this? He might not find his parents, but he finds someone who's earned the prize that he gets to dole out for being the 23 design first star of the night. And off he goes to get interviewed here at Akins Ford Arena. Guys, we came into this weekend with so much to do, so much work for the Rock Lobsters to do, coming in a 3-game set against the second-ranked team in the Continental Division. Mind you, they have 7 more games played than us, and now we're just 1 point behind them in the Continental Division. The Rock Lobsters with a chance to move up to second place if they can win Wednesday night here at Akins Ford Arena against the Columbus River Dragons. Make sure you stay tuned here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network to make sure that you catch that game between 2 Georgia programs in the FPHL. But we'd much rather have you in the building. Akins Ford Arena and the Rock Lobsters have shown that this is the best party in the Classic City. No doubt this is one that you don't want to miss, and we'll see you Wednesday night against the Columbus River Dragons. But for tonight, the Rock Lobsters sweep the Zydeco under the rug. They take a contest 3-0 against Baton Rouge and move on to a Wednesday game against Columbus with a 9-point weekend. We'll see you there.